Happy New Year and welcome to the Darkest Corner. We've done some improvements to the channel. We hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe and let people know about the channel. Thank you. Happy 2026. I'm recording this because I don't think I'm going to survive the night. If someone finds this, I need you to understand one thing. Whatever is in my house right now is not me, and it never was. 3 weeks ago, my brother Mark went missing. They found his truck abandoned near an old service road at the edge of the forest. Driver's door open, engine cold, no blood, no signs of a struggle, just deep grooves in the dirt like something heavy had been dragged away. The police called it a voluntary disappearance. I knew better. Mark had been obsessed with something before he vanished. He kept talking about a place locals refused to name. Just an old structure buried deep in the woods. He said it wasn't a building. He said it was a mouth. I went looking for him. The structure was real. Concrete slabs, half swallowed by earth, arranged in a jagged circle. The air inside smelled like rust and rot, thick enough to coat my tongue. Symbols were carved into the walls, not painted, carved. Deep gouges made by hands that didn't care about pain. That's where I heard breathing, slow, wet, too close. I ran. That night, Mark came home. He knocked like nothing was wrong. When I opened the door, he stood there smiling, but his eyes were wrong, too still, too glassy, like they were props shoved into his skull. His skin sagged around his jaw as if it didn't quite fit anymore. He hugged me. His body was ice cold. "You look like hell," I said, trying to laugh. He smiled wider. The corners of his mouth split slightly, leaking blood, that he casually wiped away with his sleeve. "I had to learn how to come back," he said. That was the first night I heard the sounds. Wet footsteps in the hallway, bones popping like knuckles being bent the wrong way. Long periods of silence broken by sudden, violent coughing. Deep, tearing coughs that sounded like lungs being pulled inside out. I started finding things. Teeth in the sink. Strips of skin in the trash. Mine, I realized later, peeled from my arms while I slept. Perfectly clean slices, like butcher work. One night I woke up and couldn't move. Mark was standing over me, naked, his body split open down the middle like a coat. Inside him was something black and swollen, pulsing slowly. Faces pressed outward from beneath his skin, dozens of them, screaming silently as they slid across his body like trapped insects. "It's your turn," he whispered, in a voice that wasn't his. I screamed. He retreated into the hallway, his bones snapping and rearranging as he walked. The walls shook with each step, leaving greasy handprints behind. The next morning, the mirror showed bruises forming fingerprints around my throat. That's when I realized the truth. Mark didn't come home. Something followed me back from that place. It needed a familiar shape, a familiar voice, and now it's done wearing his. I can hear it downstairs. It's practicing my laugh. My phone just buzzed. A text message from my own number. "Don't fight it. It hurts less if you let me finish." The door to my room is bending inward, wood cracking, something heavy pressing against it. I can smell copper and rot seeping through the gaps. If you're listening to this, if you're hearing my voice, pay attention. Because it learns by listening. And once it knows how you sound, it never lets you go. I never believed in the paranormal. Not really. I was the kind of person who needed proof. Something tangible. Sounds, shadows, stories. Those were just tricks of the mind. That's what I told myself right up until the night something followed me home. This happened late last fall, just before winter set in. I live near a stretch of protected woodland that most people avoid after dark. Locals say it's because of coyotes or unstable ground, But there have always been other rumors, older ones. Stories about people hearing their names, whispered from the trees. Stories about lights moving where no roads exist. I didn't grow up here, so I ignored all of it. That night, I decided to take a shortcut through the woods. I'd done it before during the day. It saved me nearly 15 minutes. The sun had already dipped below the tree line, but there was still enough light to see the path. Or so I thought. About 5 minutes in, the forest went quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, no wind, no insects, no distant traffic, just dead silence. I stopped walking without realizing it, my body reacting before my mind could catch up. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. They weren't behind me. They were pacing me, off to my right, just beyond the trees, slow, deliberate, matching my steps perfectly. I called out, thinking maybe it was another hiker. Hello? The footsteps stopped. Then, from deeper in the woods, something answered. It said my name. Not shouted, not whispered, spoken calmly, like someone standing just out of sight. I froze. No one should have known my name. I hadn't said it. I hadn't been on my phone. And yet, there it was, hanging in the air between the trees. I backed away slowly, heart hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. As soon as I moved, the footsteps started again, closer this time, heavy, too heavy for a person. Branches snapped. I broke into a run. I didn't look back. I couldn't. The sound of something crashing through the underbrush followed me all the way to the edge of the woods. When I burst out onto the road, I collapsed, gasping for air. The forest was silent again. I convinced myself it was adrenaline, fear, my imagination. I went home, locked the door, and tried to sleep. That's when the knocking started. 3 slow knocks. Not on the front door. On my bedroom wall. I live alone. That wall faces the woods. I lay there, staring at the darkness, telling myself it was a branch or an animal. Then the knocking moved, sliding along the wall, as if something was dragging its hand across the side of the house. And then I heard it again. My name. This time it was right outside the window. I didn't answer. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. After a long moment, the voice spoke again, softer now. Let me in. The knocking stopped. The silence returned. I didn't sleep that night. In the morning, I found muddy footprints circling my house. Bare, too large, too deep. They stopped directly beneath my bedroom window. I reported it. Nothing came of it. No animals matched the prints. No one else heard or saw anything. But here's the part that still keeps me awake. Every night since then, at exactly 3:17 a.m., my phone lights up. No notification, no call, just my name, glowing faintly on the lock screen, reflected there like someone is standing behind me, waiting for me to turn around. And whatever followed me out of those woods, it never left. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my debut as a narrator. And hopefully 2026 will be a great year. Goodbye.